It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Rhonda.
What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda, and I'm about to talk about. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda.
We just gonna get into several things because the Huntsville people been on hiatus because of the Olympics, And when you watch this show, you have to understand and realize that there's things that always goes on behind the scenes when they're not working that usually be a lot better, sometimes more interesting than the things that go on in front of the scenes on the camera for the show. I don't know what that means for the show. Like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. People be saying it's bad, but I mean, I guess it's bad for the people who don't keep up. And if you're going to watch this show, it's a lot of keeping up that needs to happen, while they be not on television. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel. Season 18, episode, I don't know, 13, 14, I don't know. I'll put it in the description, title, whatever, what have you. So while they were off of work, some interviews happened. Lots of interviews happened. The people was out here interviewing, and the interviews had, this snowball effect, and then had a whole avalanche happen over here on the internet. Some of which like rolled off over into the Huntsville street. So anyway, Stormy, over the break, she did an interview with B. Simone. It was a good interview, actually. It was a good insight to Stormy. Based on the way, her interview went over there with B, she fell into this business and has been growing way faster than maybe she can keep up. Stormy is young and, got money and likes this lavish lifestyle, like she's doing all the things. So I'm not gonna hate on that, but what she needs to do is pay attention because she entered into a situation early on in her business that had her in debt, terribly in debt. It happens. It's called learning lessons. So this young man, Kyle, came over here to help her rebuild the business. And I mean, seemingly did a good job. We went from, about to, burn the hell down to the ground, all the way to TikTok, being breaking records. So we're not gonna sit up here and act like Kyle did not bring something positive to the business that is Canvas Beauty. Stormy already been burned, so I can understand why she's not that trusting when it comes to her business. Now, I can't tell you how much eyes she has on it, but it seems like not enough. So she handed all this power over to this man, and he now somehow feels like he's in partnership. Kyle, I don't know about that, Kyle. I don't like it. We're not going to like partnership without, no, Kyle. I'm going to say no. What I don't want to see is Kyle's crafty ass coming in. Like I said, I definitely feel like he benefit from, the business benefit from Kyle, but Stormy, please, for the love of God, pay attention. Will she be all right? Probably, more than likely. Because, she has a good product, clearly. Like at the end of the day, the people liked it. The people liked it before, all of this eyes on her. So, they definitely like it now. I don't know. I'm not, it wouldn't do me any good to sit here and read a bunch of court documents, you know what I'm saying? Because I just don't care that much. I feel like, Stormy, you're going to have to pay this man some money for helping you level up. Kyle, you're going to have to go somebody's kitchen and figure out how to make your own products if you want to have a beauty business, bruh. So I don't know, like, I don't know what was going over there. The relationship is over. I would like for Kyle not to be ownership of Canvas Beauty. So, and it don't look like that's what's going to happen. At the end of it all, Stormy has now countersued Kyle. Hopefully they'll settle. It's gonna cost you, Stormy. I just don't want it to cost her her business. I would like for her to pay Kyle to, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Clearly, the relationship has come to a place where we cannot fix it. And so Kyle, I'm sure, is perfectly capable of finding a position at like L'Oreal or Wella or, one of those companies, other beauty brands, because he seemingly is a very talented and smart young man. Hopefully they can settle it in a way where both parties like walk away feeling whole. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get where this dude came over here and was like, your business was in the hole, and this is what I did to help turn it around. And I feel like he should most definitely be compensated with that. Be careful with this whole partnership title that you keep trying to give yourself, though, Mr. Kyle. That's it. That's all. Stormy's fine. She says she went and had some work done. She, beautifying herself, chin liposuction, reduction and lift. Like, I don't know how much those things cost. Stormy?
Listen, y'all see how I prep for our biggest live right after having surgery, honey, because I'm very demure. I'm very mindful. I'm very cutesy. I use body glaze. I'm not like you other girls. And not only that, you can tell that I'm very demure because of my surgery. See, I had a breast lift and a reduction, but no implants. I had lipo 360, but no transfer because I'm very demure. I'm very mindful. I'm very cutesy. So much so that I got flowers from everyone because I'm very demure. I'm very cutesy. I'm very mindful. And so, even now, I don't even just drink water for recovery. Who does that? No, honey. I drink vitamin water in a champagne glass because I'm very demure. I'm very cutesy. I'm very mindful. And you see my nails? My nail tech is coming shortly because I'm very cutesy, very mindful, very demure. Not like you other girls. I use body glaze.
But if you're that unbothered, then so am I. Good luck with that. What else was happening? Reality with the King. This Carlos King. Have I talked about any of this? I feel like I did. I feel like we discussed like how he went over there and had an interview with Funky Dineva that turned into a whole, shit show. The show is called Reality with the King, not Reality with the King and Dr. Heavenly. So like I said, the show is called Reality with the King. It don't say Reality with the King and Dr. Heavenly, but they was over here doing Messy Mondays together. Now, this is how Huntsville gets involved because they were over there doing an interview with Ken and with Marquez. Now, when the Ken interview got started, she said something about people having her in some mess. I don't know what she was referring to, but she did allude to somebody making her responsible for some things that she did not feel like she was responsible for. Okay, so now after the interview with Ken, then they did an interview with Marquez. And then she, before they got started, addressed the whole situation that had happened over on TGIF. I'm like, golly, TGF again? The show is over and the conversation is still going on about this shit?
Carlos, what's up, baby?
Hey, Dr. Heavenly.
Listen, I got a bone to pick with you. Why you start all that
What
shit?
you?
Why you start all that mess on TGIF? We wasn't even thinking about that before. Why you bring all that shit back?
First of all, we're going to stop using the word mess. That's why Funky Dineva and I, in our conversation, we talked about how people overuse the word mess. I didn't do anything but ask questions. As a journalist, it is my job to ask the questions for the people. Now, whatever happens after that, baby, it has nothing to do with me or my homegirls at Bella Noches, baby.
I know that's right.
But did you like the interview?
Listen, so my question for you, and I just want to have a real conversation, right?
Let's have a real
Because a lot of
conversation.
people have asked me questions because I've had experience on TGIF. In fact, they put me off that bitch, right? After me and Al got into it. So when people say that Al is a certain way, I don't know, but I know I've told you because like Al is kind of sensitive. I said that when they first got canceled. I said Al is very sensitive in my experience. Now, you were there with me when you saw him, and I was on there, and he would slam down his computer and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, damn, is it all that? But then you never know. I'm going to say this, you never know what bothers people because I didn't think saying Al Jones was that deep. I just didn't. We were joning.
Well, what we have to do is give some context to the audience, right? So Claudia Jordan was taping College Hill.
Yes.
And there was 1 week where you were appointed as the celebrity guest moderator for that week, right?
Yes.
And that week, Funky wasn't doing it for like 2 days, and I was there to replace Funky for those 2 days only.
Right.
I've guest co-hosted TGIF maybe like a handful of times, and I've never seen anything. And granted, I was always there only to replace Funky when he couldn't do it because he and I have the same sort of like, flavor, if you will. I've never seen any friction between Claudia and Al when I was doing it. So when I was doing it the same week as you, I remember feeling like, this is weird. Like, did something happen? Because I came in like on a Wednesday and you were doing it Monday and Tuesday. And I felt something was weird between you and Al that I didn't understand. And then later I found out that you two had a debate based on 2 topics, right? It was a topic of men.
It was only one. It was Tyler Perry saying something like, and I'm paraphrasing. They had a clip of him saying something like, "As black women, we need to be easy on the guys and maybe settle." That's not the word he used, but he was saying lower your standards because now women lead in entrepreneurship. The black women are bad, right? So they were saying give the men a chance if they're not on your level financially, education wise, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but all that to say that women need to settle. And my stance on it was no, women don't need to settle. The men need to stand up. They need to step their game up. That's what I was saying. So in the end, the interesting thing about it, when Joyce called me, she was like, Heavenly, the first 2 days, she was like, Heavenly, you're being very political, you know what I'm saying, laid back. We want to see the Married to Medicine kind of Dr. Heavenly that we're used to, right? Because, I was following Al because it was Al, you know what I mean? And I think I did a couple of days with Claudia. And I did a couple of days with Claudia. So I'm trying to be calm because that's what they doing. I mean, I'm not trying to be funky down, even being me. And then they say, hey, can you turn up just a little bit? So, okay, I got you. They don't really pay much, but I'm here to serve the people. So I thought that we were supposed to have, talk about it and give my real opinion, which I always do in the way I do. But it was the end of the segment, and Al was saying, Heavenly, you a kept woman, and you spoiled, and you don't get the right to say none of this and this, that, and the other. And I was like, what, dude? And that's when we went back and forth, and we were over talking to each other. And we weren't getting anything done, so it was the last segment. I wasn't going to let him get the last word because I'm a petty bitch, right? So when we ended, I went on my live and continued the conversation by myself, how I like to talk. So then the next day, it was like, okay, they didn't have anybody to replace me, or they had just found out about it. But Al had a little attitude, and rather than saying he had an attitude or a problem, he was just acting like a little girl. It was like the whole time he was just like, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end, he just slammed his computer down. I'm like, damn, bitch, come on, dude. It wasn't even that deep to me, for me. But I did want to get my stance out because I felt like, why do you feel like I don't get a word to say when I say women don't need to settle? I feel hard. We was way on. And then I said, oh, he used to be married to Star Jones, so he probably was the man that was not stepping up.
So now what she has said about the whole TGIF situation, can we talk about Al's braids though? Like, who is this man that he's trying to be? This is the thing I'll be saying about Al Reynolds. You want to sit up somewhere and be, I'm so professional and I'm so smart. And I'm Allen Iverson. You have never been Allen Iverson. Stop it. Who are you hanging out with? Please don't say I was hanging out with Quavo. No, you weren't. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Claudia was filming College Hill and Heavenly filled in for her. And Al was over here acting a damn asshole. They was going back and forth. And whatever he said to her, she felt like she needed to finish it like on her own show, on her own time. But she did say while she was over there, Carlos also was filling in. So now it's Carlos, Heavenly, and Al, all on TGIF. Which nobody would be watching had Carlos and Heavenly not been over there. I'm just saying, when 2 out of 3 people are out of work and the one person left is we don't want to watch that. Anyway, she was filling in for Claudia. I guess she was over there trying to behave herself. And Joyce, because we know, even though we don't know Joyce, we know Joyce was like in the middle of all the nonsense that went over there on TGIF. This is a long story. Anyway, let's shorten the story a little bit. Heavenly carried the conversation onto her own platform, and she let Al's ass have it. Called her a kept woman or something. I don't know how she's a kept woman if she's a whole doctor, dentist, whatever. Al. And so then she laid into his ass. Like, I didn't see whatever she had to say after that because I don't really, be listening to everything Dr. Heavenly had to say. I was over here to see Marquez's interview, but then Heavenly felt like she needed to challenge Carlos at the beginning of the show about this TGIF shit. Because Carlos and Funky, that's why he's here. Because Carlos and Funky were over there saying how Al is we don't know why they would say that about Al. He's not a diva. He's so nice and insecure. That's what Funky said, insecure. Which translates into mess. Child. Anyway, he didn't like what Heavenly said, so what he do? He calling up Joyce to stomp his feet. We were at the Zoom call. We know how that shit goes down over there. So Al chased off Dr. Heavenly off of the show. She didn't give a damn because they still paid her. So, Carlos continues to defend Al like, he ain't good. These are still men, Heavenly. Even though, you think y'all are friends and all of that, they gonna still stick together. This trio right here is a whatever, but, I guess you found out. These is your homeboys. Except Al. She did a live the other day of her walking down the street saying she's changing her brand and she doesn't want to review Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore. And I didn't hear her say nothing bad necessarily. I don't know, maybe I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it just seemed like she was putting it all on. She don't want to be the reason why she breaking up marriages and blah, blah, blah. She says that kind of nonsense all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, but then I'm gonna take it back. That's what she does. Some shit you can't take back. Most of the shit that comes out of her mouth that you can't take back. That's why we're here in this situation, because she said some shit about Al and she couldn't take it back. And then Al went to go tell on her and then she, it turned into a big mess. So I don't know why she's rebranding. And I don't know how that turned into her and Carlos falling out. Maybe. I know she was on his show telling Ken not to not to be on reality TV anymore. I was like, what? He shouldn't be on reality TV anymore? That would affect Carlos' pockets, I'm sure. I mean, I guess I would feel a way if somebody said that. Anyway, I don't know if they're friends or not. I just know she said she doesn't want to do it anymore. They'll be all right. It'll be fine. Somehow or another, things will work out for everyone involved. She's a Bravo lady. She doesn't really need this over here in the first place. And so, she can rebrand herself. She would prefer talking about politics as if that shit wasn't stressful. I don't know, Heavenly. I don't know that that's a good direction for a rebrand, but do your thing, girl. Anyway, I came over here to hear these interviews with Ken and Marquez and Trisha. Whoo, ciao. So Carlos and Heavenly do an interview with Trisha, Ken, and Marquez. Ken was supposed to do the interview with Trisha, but they got into it and he left the stage. For 3 days, child, have we heard that before? Who did that? Was that Ralph that left up out of the house and then went to Tampa for 3 days? Ken? Y'all keep like, he's so perfect, he's so perfect. I'm like, oh, not perfect. Ken has an answer for everything. It's like he sits around and thinks of every question that anybody could ever ask him about anything, especially when it relates to the timeline of that relationship that they're trying to pretend like it don't matter when it started because the lady's still married. Every time y'all say it, it sounds crazy. Like her current husband, her ex-current husband, that she's like, all three of y'all. Marquez, you too. You'd one too been separated for 4-5 years. We don't know because y'all can't get shit together, but you've also been separated. Waiting on what? Ken sits up there making excuses for Trisha's not like this. She's a good person. This is how she's nervous. Like he gave her every excuse under the book. Trisha is responsible for this situation, fellas, guys, boys, gentlemen. Trisha and Ken, they keep trying to rearrange the timeline, 2019, 1921, 2021, 2019. Ciao. Ken did say he wanted to be on the show. He's the one that wanted to be on the show. So the energy that we're getting from Trisha, the shy one, Trisha's very shy. She doesn't want to be on camera. Then he said he was a Scorpio, and I was like, looking at you with a whole different set of eyes, Ken. Ken is like, I am very aware of how fine and chocolatey goodness that I got going on over here. This, like, I've been doing this. I've been doing this before any of this TV show stuff. I've even had housewives down to my DMs. Ken, how many followers you got? Let me see. I don't know why that matters. I mean, he was just talking about shit. Dark skin Ken. Dark skin Ken has 1,400 followers. Is that a lot? He worldwide. He worldwide. He was over there in Tokyo by himself, living by himself. Tokyo, wherever, Singapore, wherever he was over there. He's been doing this. He's been in front of the camera. That's why I'm asking. Is 1,000 a lot? I guess it depends on who you are, child. The football players be over there in Trisha's DMs. How many followers she got? She fit for real. She fit for real, Trisha. Now Trisha got 4,000 followers. She has some football players over there in her DMs too. So they don't, they get together and laugh about it and discuss how, child, because what they did was fall in love over love. That's what he said. Watch the interview. That's what he said. We fell in love over love. We didn't fall in love because we needed each other. And we were just cool. This is the part for me. They were just cool, like they knew each other. This is kind of how he was trying to explain himself, like on the show. They knew each other, like of each other. They met like in the gym, but they had not met. They met online. Ken, we met online on the online gym. You been taking lessons from Trisha. on how to explain. That's what happens when you're trying to explain the timeline. Don't explain it. This nigga over here was sleeping upstairs and, you know, having the saddest life he ever could imagine be living. So, I mean, I get it. He was over there staring at the ceiling fan while he just thought he was going to die miserable. That's what Marquez said. So, on the interview, you got to go over there, you know, catch it, because apparently those are the last ones that's going to happen with Carlos and Dr. Heavenly. So, you know, anyway, we over here with Kim right now. So while they were, you know, just kind of like knowing each other online only, she was over there giving him chocolate bar emojis with strong muscle arms. What does that mean? That's not inappropriate, Trisha. If you got a whole husband at the house and you sending chocolate bar emojis with a strong muscle thing emoji. I mean, he definitely does have muscles. That part is true. And if you were going to describe him, chocolatey would probably be a good, you know, adjective to use. Descriptive word for Mr. Ken. Strong. All of those are actually very good descriptions. But your husband didn't like it. You should probably have kept those thoughts like in your head. I'm just saying. Y'all was liking each other. And while this nigga was laying over there staring at the ceiling fan, having a miserable life, y'all start, you know, moving forward. Ken said he's the one that wanted to be on the show. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, Marquez said they were doing the show and he did not know anything about what they were doing. He said he found out because she has sent a consent form for his daughter to be on the show, which he thought was a dance show, but then he found out later was the Huntsville show. I mean, I won't say I don't believe him because Trish be lying all the time. So it seems like she might have lied and said, I'm going to tell him this because if I tell him what I'm really doing over here with Strong Chocolate Ken, then he's going to be mad and jealous. I don't know why he would be, because he didn't like her back in 2018. You got it like 2018, 2019. In 2019, he moved upstairs. Child. He said that the producers were over here pressuring his son to say things about him that weren't true. And I'm like, I wouldn't put nothing past them either. Sometimes they will marry your boyfriend and then come back and rub it in your face. Move to your town. What's up, Sonny Moses? So during his interview, Marquez over here, he wants to paint this picture of what type of guy he is because he's not on the show. They have a 2-month head start on him, like painting a picture of the guy that he actually is, which not really. We were curious about who you were because this fool was over here saying, I'm married, but I got a boyfriend that lives in my house that could be a potential fiance, except for I still have to get a divorce yet. There wasn't a whole lot said about you that was negative. We knew nothing. And then you showed up with that look on your face, talking about how you mad at Ken and his muscles for snatching your family out from under you. He's sitting up here trying to paint this picture of, you know, her. Now, they both use the word trauma. That's what I'm saying. Like, they both use the word trauma a lot with Trisha. So I don't know, like, how she was raised or what was going on over there because she be lying. So you don't know which story be the right story or not. Anyway, they both said trauma. So that part is consistent. She grew up in a military household, and you know, he grew up with he grew up with his parents not together, but they were, you know, very good at raising him together, which is, you know, that's a thing. Much healthier than being in a household where your daddy is so depressed he thinks his life is about to be over, so he's staring at a fan in the ceiling because he hates his life so much. That doesn't seem like a healthy situation for a child in his 20s. In his 20s, that's when that happened. He was somebody's father, though. He was somebody's father, and it wasn't an accident because he wanted a child. At 18, he wanted to have a child, and he also lived in his own apartment. He lived in his own apartment at high school. And what is it, Trisha? Trisha used to stay over there at his house. And I'm like, her strict military father let her spend the night over at your apartment? And why do you have your own apartment in high school? And he grew up very religious with his grandmother and his mother. And his mother told him, you're going to be a great husband one day because you rub feet. And I want Marquez to shut up. He over there like, you know, we have this thing where we, as reality TV stars, people want to know what you got going on. How many followers does he have? I feel silly even saying that, but I'm just curious because they over here acting like they celebrities and things. I mean, I guess, I don't know if they're celebrities. Not yet. But did they concoct this story, come over here? Now I'm feeling played a little bit. Mr. Make It Happen 365. 2,817. Well, I mean, he's more popular than Ken. He's so popular, he has a long lineage. He comes from a long lineage of music industry people. So this is in his blood, and he just recently quit his corporate job to pursue a career in entertainment. Thus him being over here on a reality show. But that's not why he came over here. He came over here because he knew He came over here because he knew Ken. Ken and Trisha were over here creating a narrative about him, and he needed to be on the show in order to, you know, for people to be clear about who he really is. And he came over here, and it wasn't Ken or Trisha. It was Marceau that rang your raggedy ass up one side and down the other. He's like, y'all should be asking how they got together. We know how they got together. They played you, my boy. While you was staring at the ceiling, they was over there, you know, DMing each other, trying to figure out an escape plan. And Ken was living with his girlfriend. And he said that. He was over there living with somebody. She was, you know, secret lovers. That's what we are. I'm not going to keep going. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all was secret lovers. Now, he said that lady that Ken used to live with had found out about Trisha. She pulled up. And when she saw what was going on over there, she told Ken he got to bounce. Yeah, that's probably has something to do with it too. I think he's probably not. I think, you know, they were kind of like, that might have been the thing that, like, you know, pushed you right over the edge. Like, at some point, you got to pick where you're going to be staying, nigga. He was upset because after they were broke up, he gave her $5,000 on a down payment of the house. And this nigga Ken got the keypad code before he did. I feel like Marquez. I don't know. I feel like he just wanted to like have his family on hold. And he's over here acting like he dropped all this different money. And she's saying he didn't. And I don't know what he was doing. He said he had a good job. He's paying bills here, both places. I don't know. She got a good job too. So I don't know how much of that I believe. Like, he's definitely trying to paint himself like some type of Prince Charming that I never left my family, even though I left my family. He said he felt dead inside, child. Now, he only has nice things to say about Trish. He referred to her as strong, independent, loyal. Loyal? She was loyal up until that part where she found strong chocolate Ken over there at the internet on, you know. Now Ken said they met at the gym and he was nervous, he ran away. How did y'all miraculously run into each other at the gym? Y'all were online not ever for 5 years knowing each other? Not 5 years, for however long, 5 years ago. Y'all were online not knowing each other except for like sending each encouraging, good job. That's all we were saying to each other. Great job. And then you just ran into each other at the gym. He said he never met anybody like Trish before. He ain't never met nobody like her. Then what was you so miserable about? I'm so confused, Marquez. Like, you're making it so confusing. You were like 18. This is the thing. For somebody to get married at 18 years old and start life like he was, I was 18 and I wanted a baby and blah, all that shit he was over there saying. It's not shocking that they wouldn't want to be together at this point. It's okay. It's okay for them both to be like, you know what, this ain't what it is. But I feel like he still wants the whole thing back. Or he just doesn't want Ken to have it. They asked him about the $400. Like, you want her to pay half on the divorce? And I was just kidding. If you looked at my face, you could tell I was just playing. So, but then why are they still not divorced? Somebody's still playing. Both of y'all still playing. How long ago was that? Did y'all file for divorce or not? I mean, I don't know what resolve he got. He said the whole thing with well, let me back up a little bit. Over there in Ken's interview, Ken was giving an example of the things that he'd be missing out on. And apparently there was a trip to Miami where the little girl had a dance recital and he was invited to come. He came all the way to Miami and was 7 minutes away from where the recital was supposed to be, and he missed it. And Ken's like, that's how what we've been dealing with. That's the kind of stuff that we've been dealing with because I've never missed anything. It's a weird competition about the over the affection of that little girl. And Ken tries to play like he is perfect. Even Heavenly was like, what is wrong with you? Because you seem very perfect. He does. Like I said, he has an answer for everything. And but he showed, I mean, they all showed their ass over the weekend. But anyway, they're all over here painting pictures of perfection and things. What we do know about Ken and Trisha is they were both in a relationship. They fell in love with each other. And, now they're playing house. Ken wasn't married to that lady, but he's still taking care of her kid. Is that his game, Ken? I mean, he over here. Is that what he do? That's how he get in. And Marquez over here has a different story. Marquez said that him and Trisha and them kids was supposed to go down there, and he said, do the family thing, even though we're not together. So he, just like Martell, thought that he was getting ready to go play house with Trisha. And Kim was like, no, I'll just pay for the house. I'm going. This is not what we're doing, playing house with Marquez. And so he had to find different arrangements because he wanted to play half on the house. He said he wanted to go in on the house with her. She said, never mind. Somebody already paid for it. Oh, Marquez. Anyway, I don't believe for a second that Marquez wasn't down there mad as hell that Kim was over there playing house in the house that he has been plotting and planning and planning and plotting. With Trisha looking like that. Look at them, though, y'all. It's sickening, isn't it? Just saying. So anyway, he missed the thing because she gave him the wrong information. I kind of don't believe that. I kind of think you were just mad. And come on, a recital is only like 5 minutes long. So if I was 5 minutes late, you were late and you missed it. And so don't say they gave you the wrong time. Stop it. So anyway, I don't know. There's no resolve there with these people. There's no divorce yet. They're still like, child, let's talk about what they did this weekend. Because the show, like, was it yesterday? I feel like it was yesterday. Before the show, this is how y'all promoted the show? Anyway, they was internet fighting. They all trying to act like they're so mature. That's the funny thing. They all sit in front of, Carlos and Heavenly and the rest of us try to act like we're trying to handle this so adult and mature. We need to have a sit down and have a discussion. Now, we already know that Ken and what's this boy, Marquez was over here fighting down to black. So their engagement with one another has been quite fiery. Just saying. But now they want to over here act like they're so mature. Well, they wasn't so mature over here on Instagram stories. Trisha was going off a lot, and so was all three of them. I don't care. They don't need to be in order. I'm going to just read some of the stuff that they were saying to each other on the internet. So this is what Trisha was over here in her story. At Dark Skin Ken, the girl tagging us in shit now. Dude, is you PMS or your dude didn't show you no love today? At Mr. Make It Happen 365. Ciao. What? That's what is who is the girl? Is she calling him a girl? Dude? She tagging Ken in all these little posts. At Dark Skin Ken, I'm starting to think this ninja at Mr. Make It Happen 365, Matt, I got you and he don't. I don't want to go there. Those muscles make him uncomfortable, but I mean, y'all are being extra messy. So now, keep up. Marquise posted this on his story, and then Dark Skin Ken reposted it, shared it on his story. But he got Tupac playing in the background. Who shot you? Is that the name of it? Anyway, you were supposed to, this is at Make Happen 365. Marquez. You were supposed to, we were married, but Dark Skin Ken effing now. Don't bring the petty out of me. You was me and other ninjas. You was, maybe he means with, y'all have to include all the words. Y'all have to include all the words or it just don't hit like it's supposed to hit. You was, I'm gonna guess he meant with me and other ninjas too. Well, at least we know about one of them, allegedly. And then Dark Skin Ken posted under that, this dude lame. This female shit he be on and in person won't say shit. I feel like y'all don't need to be meeting up in person. Is this how you conduct it? We're so mature and try to handle things in a way. Okay, what's next? I'm not going to keep going. This is Trisha at Dark Skin Ken. This ninja at Mr. Make It Happen 365, bigger than he came out of. Damn, did you finally decide to tap into your soft girl era? Why do they keep doing that? This is like weird. This is, I'm just saying, y'all are like 14 all of a sudden. All three of y'all trying to sit up here and act like you got it all together. Trisha, they said Trisha be popping off. Here she goes again. Got me on one this good Saturday. I'm done with the BS until enjoy your Sabbath, little bit. Mr. Make It Happen 365. This is so silly. I cannot. Then to Ken, thanks, babe, for being that guy. DNA does not make you a parent. Your presence, effort, and actions do. There's more, child. It's embarrassing. It really is. Y'all should be embarrassed. All three of y'all. So clearly nobody has grown up since, first of all, Trisha, get a divorce. I feel like she likes this shit. And there's no reason for you to be publicly, talking shit with the father of your children. Your son ain't no baby and your daughter isn't either. And so how do you think that's going to affect their relationship? He said parental alienation. I feel like this falls in that category. How is she going to feel when she goes on the internet? What, is she blocked? She can read. Ken, Dark Skin Ken is definitely not perfect. So y'all can stop calling him that. Is he a good guy? Maybe, because he got on this show and said he really likes Martell. So I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. Marquez said he was over there at Mimosas with Melody. Why? What were you doing over there? They all want to be, they all want to be famous. And I mean, it's fine. You're on a reality show. So stop trying to act like you're above it. You're not above it. All three of y'all. I was entertained by, most of it. I'm here talking about it. Yeah. So the show, y'all. Okay, y'all. So this episode, like, I guess it was a little cute way to introduce that they were going on a cash trip for the most part. Fletch and Nell, I don't want to talk about the whole therapy session anymore. Your kids are grown. So yeah, good luck with that and them. So Maurice and Kimmy are planning a brunch. And they've invited all the people. I'm still kind of confused about, I mean, they bought this space that was a restaurant, and I guess maybe they're leasing it out to somebody who wants, it's not a bad idea if you don't lease it out to a chef and let them make a business out of it. And it's a win-win. You get, they be renting properties. So I guess that's what that is. I don't feel like Kimmy is trying to be somewhere in a restaurant being like a restaurant owner, like what Marcel and Tisha is over here doing. Anyway, she's having a brunch. Mel arrives and her waves was waving, and she came in looking like she one of the executive producers on the show. And it's a cast. What is it? It's a cast meeting over here at Kimmy's brunch. These people they don't care none about each other. They don't have no types of relationship. Not with Mel. It's them and Mel. And Stormy not Stormy. I'll keep calling this girl Stormy. Sunny. It's them and Mel and Sunny. Honestly, I don't see any real way to blend Sunny in with this friend group, so it's kind of stupid. For me, I wouldn't be bothered with Sunny's ass. I can't trust you. Yeah, you suck as a friend. Period. So I would never let you get close to me. But I don't think that's what Mel's doing. Marcel and Tisha get there. They're, pretending. They're having this fake ass small talk situation that they do when they enter a room with each other. Tisha can't about stand Mel. Mel can't stand Marcel nor Mel. So, like I said, they don't like each other. Maurice asked Tisha, like, so are you on your best behavior today, basically? Because when we was at the birthday party, you was popping off and acting a drunk fool. And this is Kimmy's event. We kind of would prefer if you relax today. And she's like, oh, I'm on my best behavior. I'm not on nothing. It's all about communication. As long as we communicate and we get along. Right, Mel? Right, Kimmy? And Mel's like, speaking of communication, I was communicating with one of my classes. And when we were done with class, I told them, why don't y'all go on over to Black and hang out, enjoy yourself, relax, enjoy the rest of your evening. And they went over there and Black was closed. So what's going on with that? And then Kimmy's all, well, did you send your students? Who? Your students? Or what do you send millimeters over there? And, being nosy. And I'm like, how you being nosy at Black? Because it's a bar, restaurant, sports thing, whatever it is. Never been there. But it's a restaurant type situation, bar. What is there to be nosy about? And Mel said even if they was being nosy, they couldn't because it was closed. So what happened? Funny shit. What did happen? Tisha don't know, even though she's 85% owner of the business, she doesn't actually know anything about the business. She just knows what Marceau told her. Marceau told her that he had bought that building and it had chairs and things in it. And the people said, you didn't pay the taxes on the chairs and things you bought. It's a furniture tax. And Mel is like, I've had businesses, never heard of no furniture tax before, Marceau, but whatever you have said over there. And I feel like Marcel was over there telling those city officials that he's not kissing their ass. And they're like, okay, then we're going to make a tax on your ass. Furniture tax. Why is it closed? If it's a tax issue and y'all are millionaires, you need to pay the thing, pay the money, and then open the bill. Is it worth closing your business doors for to rather than pay the tax on the furniture? It take a week for that? You're supposed to be down to the thing saying, you know, that way, if it's only closed for one day, you could say, hey, pipes have busted down there. We had to get that plumbing situation together. You should have just said that. We had some busted pipes. That sounds better than I had forgot to pay taxes. I'm not going to be strong armed into paying taxes for the chairs. Kimmy, Maurice, y'all just bought the Moms and Pops building restaurant. Did they make y'all pay chair taxes? Chair table taxes? We don't know. That's what Marcel said. So they sitting at the table, they're doing their little tasting or what have you. It was a weird little scenario kind of, you know, it was like being at a wedding reception or something. Anyway, you ever notice that these people are always sitting at some type of folding table? Everything takes place with people sitting around a table. And I don't mean like at the house table. I mean, they always like banquet tables. They always in banquet room meeting situations. Anyway, Kimmy's sitting there explaining her relationship with Sonny versus her loyalty to Destiny. Because when Kimmy was going into surgery, the last person that she laid eyes on was Sonny. And so that means so much to her. I guess, girl, I don't know how that translates. Why was Sonny there? Like that, I find that to be strange that if y'all weren't really close, cool like that, why was she there? I just think it's a weird move. It's one thing to be supportive of a person, but it seems manipulative, like Sonny be doing. So that's the story you're gonna go with. I mean, I guess for me, you and Destiny must not be that cool, because if Destiny and me was just even a little bit cool, I'll be like, oh, I got a fool with that lady that was over there marrying that man that she was in a long 15-year relationship with, according to Destiny. So I think Kimmy's like, I mean, Destiny's a little bit full of shit. She should have been telling that lady all her business. And yeah, I ain't really mad at Sonny like that. I won't be letting her around here. But Sonny said she didn't want y'all's mans. No way. I don't know why. They ain't no worse than what's this man, Moses. They're sitting at this table discussing who was wrong, who was, you know, in this Sonny Moses Destiny situation. I'm with Stormy. Both of them was wrong, but I mean, I don't really think it matters at this point. These people are married. Feels like a long conversation to keep you having. I feel like as a friend group, I don't know why it's a discussion. It seems like the Fletchers, when I say the Fletchers, I mean Nell, because it's about Destiny fitting in with this friend group. Nell don't have to fool with her. Kimmy, Tisha and Destiny, they're like besties now. And Stormy, she ain't about to let you around Courtney. That ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because Stormy will get it in. Mel says she doesn't want to talk about Sonny and Moses since they're not there to defend themselves. And I'm like, bullshit. Right now, y'all are just the ops. So anything that's said on one side of the table, you know, Mel gonna be like, I disagree with that. It was distasteful. Girl, people be gossiping. Distasteful, maybe, but I mean, if the producer marries one of the cast members, I feel like it's one of those things that we're gonna sit around talking about, especially if the people trying to move in my friend group and in my town and things. I'm just saying. So it's just tasteful, but don't act like, don't you and your friends sit around and gossip about things? They're not here. The situation is weird. Somehow or another, the conversation swung around to Ken and Trisha, and they sitting up there 2022, 2019, 2021 and such. And Marcel was like, you know, well, actually, Marquez used to work down to the movie theater with me, and I did talk to him the other day, and you know, He was just saying like he felt like there was something going on before y'all were actually separated. They're like, 2019. I'm like, there was something going on. So quit playing. Mel sitting up there talking about, they act like, I understand what y'all are saying. They act like you can't be talking to somebody and being friends. You can't be sending emojis and things, Mel. And I guess she be talking. She was talking to Martell a couple few times. I don't know what house she was at, but she will be down for a conversation, especially as it relates to the gym. If you want to talk about the gym, she'd be more than happy to come to your house a couple few times to discuss it. Mel, had asked Kimmy if she could make her little announcement at the party since everybody was there. So she took everybody to the side. She made an announcement. We're going on a girls' trip. Yay. So, they got a cute little invitation in a bottle. Where did they say they're going? St. Thomas, somewhere in the Caribbean, And Tisha asked, can she bring a +1? And Mel was like, that's fine. You can bring a +1. You're going to have to share a room, because I'm not paying for that. I got the rooms that I got. And I'm sure she knows that it's Destiny that Mel plans to bring. That Tisha plans to bring. So everybody's going. Sunny's going. Kimmy and Tisha are going. Now, Tisha got to go tell Destiny that Destiny has not actually been invited, but she's been, added on as her +1. So her and Kimmy and Tisha meet up. Destiny says she met the tasting because she was on a date out of town. Okay, Destiny. Ciao. Everybody wants to make it clear, Kimmy. When I say everybody, Kimmy wants to make it clear that she is team. And when it comes down to it with Sunny and Destiny, I'm team Destiny. And I'm like, what is team Destiny? Because you're the one that keeps inviting Sunny to things. Like, I get why Mel is inviting her because she don't give a shit about Destiny, but I don't know why you feel like you need to, stop with the whole story about how she's the last face you've seen. She's not your friend. Not like that, like that. And you see how she moves. You want us to be stupid. But they trying to make her a part of the show. How else is she gonna go? Through Kimmy and what? Tisha ain't budging, and I ain't mad at Tisha. Destiny tells them how Trisha was over there at Martell's house. So I guess we'll see more. How Martell was saying that she was at his house. Because I think at this point they don't know that she was actually over there because she told them that did not happen, that she did not go over there. She forgot what had happened. She don't think, they ever actually made it. And he said they made it at least a few times. That's how the story is going. So, to be continued. Then Tisha invites Destiny to the getaway. And Destiny's apprehensive at first because she's like, I'm not going to somewhere that's, I'm not invited to, Mel's event that I'm not invited to. Didn't they escort you out the last time? But I guess she thought better of it. It's a girls' getaway, and honestly, I feel like these are Destiny's friends, not Mel's friends. So she might as well go because the only person that nobody likes is Mel. Ciao. She meets up with Stormy. Mel's bringing her own friends, so she's like, these bitches can do whatever they want. They can enjoy their vacation. I'm bringing my own friends, so that's not to be worried about, except for probably at the dinner table. That's what's gonna probably all go down. They gonna get down to the dinner table and the squad's gonna square up. I'm looking forward to it anyway, because it also played out online. Mel meets up with Stormy at some little boutique to let her know that you can decide if you want to go on this trip or not, girl. But the people over there, they not feeling you. They not featuring you. They said they was Team Destiny. And Sunny was like, Kimmy too? Like, me and Kimmy are cool. And Mel's like, not so much. I don't know that they're not cool, but she's Team Destiny, she said. So how is that gonna play out? Sunny, you're gonna have to hang out with Mel and her other girlfriends. Speaking of the girls' trip next week, seems like Mel might have given Sunny the best room. And, you know, like I said, she could give a shit. She could give a shit. She's not trying to make friends with these girls. She's, you know, doing what petty shit. And for some reason, Nell and Kimmy are beefing. Anyway, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and you know, we'll be back on next week. The people said that it was only gonna be 2 more. When I say the people, I mean Carlos. So that was 1 episode. We got 2 more, then they going on a break again. So like I said, like the video, subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.